Welcome along, everybody. This is Choops with a bit of a cold. You can maybe kind of hear. I thought that even though I'm not feeling so great, I just came out of the shower and thought, fuck it, let's record a video because I haven't recorded one in a little while. And I thought I was definitely due one. I'm drinking something called Bovril, which anyone outside of the UK has probably never heard of this stuff. It's basically like this hot kind of beef or chicken flavored drink that it works really well when you have a cold, and it's like a liquid salt. It's like a really salty, meaty kind of flavored drink that actually tastes kind of amazing. I love it. It's still dissolving at the moment. Okay, so for today we have probably my favorite archetype. Wow, I'm clearly not very well. Of Control Warrior, and it's by a player called iamdannywu. Now, full disclosure, I actually modified this deck by one card when I was trialing it. I took out the second Acolyte of Pain for a bash, and I went 12-1 with this deck from, I was kind of like 10-9, something like that. Maybe 11, I can't really remember. But I got all the way to rank 5 with it without losing a game. And I just lost the last game I played against a priest. And I think the deck's always going to struggle against a priest because, you know, they take everything you have. And if you both kind of curve perfectly and you draw fairly, then you're always going to lose to priest, I think. Not always, but nearly always lose to priest. I'll try and edit out the coughing and the spluttering. But for the sake of the video, I've reverted back to the way he created the deck. I don't know if removing the Acolyte was a good idea. It's just that I always find 2 Acolytes is a bit much for a Control Warrior. Yeah, especially if you're not running at least Starseeker. Because it just seems a little bit... I don't know, because the deck doesn't run Starseeker, Control Warriors can be a bit of a pain as well. But I've beaten all the Control Warriors. I think I played 3 of them, maybe 2 of them, but I beat both of them. Really maybe just outmaneuvering my opponent more than the deck was superior. Obviously, we have no way of reviving Cthulhu either. Anyway, I think I've probably spoken for long enough. Let's get in and see how we get on. Okay, we have a shaman for our first game. Excuse me. We will keep the fiery for sure. Probably keep slam just to deal with the totem golem. Could give it away, looking for Ravaging Ghoul is probably better than Slam, but we need a way to deal with the Totem Golem, otherwise it kind of runs away from us. We are going first, so we're kind of limited amount of cards obviously we're going to get, so maybe we get rid of Slam. It's difficult. Yeah. No, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep Slam, because it is card draw in itself as well, and it's a good card to cycle. And that isn't really a very nice pickup for us, especially going first, but it's fine. Shield Slam, again, isn't really useful to us at this stage, but it's fine. Ves9, I don't know. Nearly all shamans at the moment are kind of the mid-range shaman that, for some reason, no matter how many times you chop it down and try and stop it, it just keeps going. It's like you kill its things from below, you kill its 6/5 elementals, then it summons out Ragnaros, and then you manage to kill all that, then it takes out the Thunderbluff Valiant, and then he just annihilates your face for like 1,000 damage with this million totems. We'll just go ahead and do that. Start ramping up our Cthulhu. Chances of us getting another Cthulhu buff card before we get to turn 7 is quite high, actually, which is quite good. It'd be nice to play this on turn 7. He doesn't have a particularly easy time of answering that. I think we just... there we go, that's our Twin Emperor for its 10. He's drawn 2 spell damage totems in a row. That should be his spell damage totems done now, right? So when he plays his Spirit Claws, instead of getting 9 damage, he's only going to get 3. Unless he couples it with an Azure Drake or something. Which, obviously, a lot of them now run Azure Drake, and... oh, he's going to AoE, isn't he? Wow. As it turns out, it made no difference which totem he got there, but that's kind of unlucky, or lucky, whichever way you look at it. I don't really want to put that on 1 damage, just because again it's susceptible to another Maelstrom. So I think we'll just kill that, do that, and hero power. I think we just leave it there. I know 3 into 1 isn't great, but the longer we can keep a clear board against a shaman, the better. It would be really nice if we pick up the worshipper, the 3/6, 5 mana cost. Of course he has a lightning bolt. Why wouldn't he? Okay, well we'll ravaging into fiery, and then turn 7 will be Veclor for absolute sure. It's the first totem he hasn't got that wasn't a spell damage totem. Okay, it would have been nice to get the Crazed Worshipper out, but we really want to get rid of that. We don't want to give him any traction on the board. So I think we just do that in hero power. He might put the 2 damage totem down. Probably would make sense. And then hero power and get himself some traction. Oh, he can't really. He can. It's 2 and... Yeah, he can. I'm sure it's 2. Or is it 3? Okay, there's the Thalanos. Playing Thalanos after a Ravaging is obviously a really good idea. But we will hero power and get rid of that. He's already used a Maelstrom. He probably obviously still has Lightning Storm to use. That's a really intelligent play right there. It's the right time to play him after Ravaging. Of course, I could have had a way to remove it, but he maybe expected Twin Imps on turn 7. Okay. I don't think he can Lightning Storm now. No, of course he has coin. This is quite painful. Well, it doesn't kill anything. Well, it kills that, but it doesn't kill either of them. So, okay, that's not really too bad. And I think we... it's a little bit tempting. I have a few options here. I can Cthulhu, hero power, and shield slam. I can worshipper, hero power, shield slam. Can I do that? 1, 3, 5. Yeah, I think that's probably the better option actually. I really want to get rid of this. I'd like to kind of get him another turn. He's played 2 AoEs now, so it's unlikely he has another, but not impossible. Yeah, I think I do that, and that. And I apologize for all the coughing. I'll try and edit as much of it as I can out, the bits I remember at least. Okay. That's kind of a pain in the ass, but obviously we can just slam it down anyway, so it's okay. I don't really want to play Sylvanas because it's almost a guaranteed hex. Well, I guess it's going to have to get hexed at some point, right? I'd rather force him to play hex when he's overloaded, so it kind of limits what else he can do. With 9 mana he can hex, and he still has 6 mana to do something else. So he could play another Fire Elemental and hex, which would be a really tough turn for us. And of course he can then hex the damage, or do the Fire Elemental damage to the hex target. We'll get rid of that and see what Slam draws us. I think maybe I just Chosen and hero power. I would probably prefer to keep Sylvanas. If he has something like a Ragnaros, obviously we can shield slam our own Sylvanas and steal a Ragnaros. That's like the absolute perfect opportunity for Sylvanas. Okay. We do obviously have a Brawl in our hand, which is quite nice. Ah, of course he got the Taunt Totem. That's really quite sick. That's really, really, really sick, man. See, little 1 in 4s like that, man. It changes the balance of the entire game. If he doesn't have Totem Golem here, that's now going to go to 7/4, so it kills anything I play really. It's harsh, man. I'm tempted to Show Block just to draw a card. So we get... that isn't the worst. I guess we Sylvanas, hero power. I'm giving Sylvanas away basically for nothing here. But it's more really about tempo of the board. We still have 2 brawls to use. And it deals with the Totem Golem. We still have with the 4/2. So I'm okay with that. Of course he has another Spirit Clause. Wow, that's a lot of spell damage. Okay, what do I want to do here? How's our card draw looking? I think we draw. Because we use Sylvanas anyway, so it's unlikely we're going to need to use... That's okay, it's not really so great. I prefer to use this when it has more of an impact. It's only going to kill one spell damage totem, and then he kills it really quite easily. So he'll probably play like Spirit Wolves and kill off with that, leaving the Azure Drake alive. So I don't really want to Baron at this point. We don't really need to. We could actually just Hero Power and pass, which is kind of weak, but I think it's better than wasting a resource. I wasn't really too happy with how I played Sylvanas. I think that was kind of a waste. And then I could try to justify it to myself after. I think that was a mistake. He might just play it really slowly now. So he's already used one Thunder Bluff Valley. He's only got one more, and that's kind of really his win condition. Usually, anyway. They can still overwhelm the board with his thing from below, but it's not a bad pickup, I guess. I think we do this, and Hero Power. I'm surprised he didn't play Spirit Wolves there. I don't know if he's afraid of Brawl or he just doesn't have it in his hand yet. He might draw two towards the end. But obviously we still have another draw. What's another draw? Another Brawl to draw, which is kind of big for us. Well, when he doesn't get the healing totem. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Wow, I thought he would kill that for sure with a healing totem. But he didn't. Feels kind of weird. That's pretty standard, really. I don't really want to use Brawl there. Brawl was a consideration just because he's got the 7/7. But we have so much health anyway. I think getting the form armor is more important. I really think he should have killed that. I really do. Well, maybe not. Alright, is that his? No, that's only his second Spirit Claws. I thought it was his third. I was like, this isn't right. How's this even happening? Brawl in here doesn't feel so great. He's still got two things from below. He's still got Thunderbluff Valley. He might even have a Ragnaros. I'm going to be patient and wait one more turn with this. And if he keeps the board as it is, then he's a clever player. And because I eventually have to react to this board. I'm hoping he overcommits here or plays even one more resource. If he doesn't, then I said he's played really well. Maybe he even deserves to win. Is the Hero Power pass would be that? Yeah, he's played this absolutely perfectly. But eventually, you know, your resources will come along, and you can deal with things. So we're now basically out healing any damage he does. So he's going to have to play something now to counter the armor we're stacking up. Yeah, it's a second Thunder Bluff. So we'll Brawl. We have a 1 in 4 chance of winning this. Hopefully we can pick up something like an Acolyte. That gets it to 1 in 5. It's very unlikely he keeps the Thunder Bluff. Okay, no, we'll go with that. We're not in danger of dying to a Bloodlust here. So, and from here, we'll... I don't know if he's going to be able to kill this. He might Azure Drake. He might Hero... Well, yeah, attack and then Azure Drake. But I think maybe he'll just push face. I just think he's got the Taunt Totem, which is fine, and we just Brawl it away. It's really unlikely now that he keeps Thunder Bluff. So this isn't really... He obviously knows Brawl's coming because, I mean, I only have 8 cards remaining. It's very likely I don't have Brawl. Wow, he chose to Hex it. I hope he kills it. If he's... Okay, he's not going to kill it. Okay. I mean, hope, and I think that would have been the right thing to do. He leaves another target that dilutes the chances of him keeping a decent minion from Brawl. Ironically, is the one he should have killed is the one we kept. Let that be a lesson, honestly. One minion can make such a difference in Brawl. Honestly. He's only going to sacrifice 3 damage for it. And then he kills it anyway. You know? I think he was... I think it's maybe the first mistake he's made in the game. I thought that was too greedy. Now what we really want is a Ravaging Ghoul here, or Revenge, to kill all this off. That's what we really want. Worshipper's okay. That's not the worst thing in the world. Obviously we still have our Cthulhu. Of course he's 1 in 6. He still has 1 Hex left. He's obviously, that's what he's keeping his final Hex for. But it means Baron Geddon might get some free reign. He's still got both things from below though, which are a pain in the ass to deal with. I really need to save the second brawl for those. It's just such a tempo swing. You can clear his board and then he just comes back with 2/5/5s, a 6/5, and I don't know, 3/4. It's crazy. That seems like a... Oh, of course he hit the 4. Why wouldn't he hit the 4, man? Why wouldn't he? Cthulhu in itself is a board clear now because it's so big as well, which is pretty cool. That's not really what we want either. I think I'll probably do this and this. It's because it's getting a little bit too big, and he probably has another Spirit Wolves in his hand as well, so... He can obviously Lightning Bolt this and Spirit Wolves it, but I didn't really want to wait too much longer. He had like 4 or 5 minions on the board. It's kind of Bloodlust range. Okay, there's the first one. That's his second Fire Elemental he's played though. Now, it just depends if he has Ragnaros or not. Does he kill you Bloodlust here? Let's see, he has a Lightning Bolt, 3, 9. No, he doesn't kill us. Play both of those and just hero power. See what he comes back with. I'm really quite glad we got the Justicar out when we did. That 4 armor has kind of been imperative to keeping us outside Bloodlust range, really. Which I assume he must have in his hand by now. If he even runs the card. Some people said prefer to run a Ragnaros instead of Bloodlust. Which I kind of agree with, I guess. Okay, I think this is a brawl now. It's definitely a brawl target, absolutely. I'm kind of tempted to run the Acolyte in once to draw a card, but then, you know what, this might go to fatigue, so I'm not really in a massive hurry to do that. Maybe he thinks we'll only run one brawl at this stage, which isn't unfair. To assume I only have 2 cards left, and I've only used it once, but he is mistaken. I don't think he should have committed that other card. I think that was, again, a mistake. He didn't need to commit it. It's not like he was going to die next turn. Or the turn after. There's Spirit Wolves. So we still have a Shieldbreaker. I think we have a Shield Slam left, maybe. And Cthulhu, of course. He still has a Hex. Cthulhu I probably would play now if I draw it. Just to get rid of that Flame Tongue. Okay, there we go. We had a 1 and 2. This should hopefully clear the board with 17 damage. As long as it kills that thing off, I don't really care. Yeah, there we go. He hexes this. We Shieldbreaker. And then I think... it depends, as long as he doesn't have Ragnaros. Ragnaros is all I'm afraid of. Is it Ravage and Ghoul is my last card? Yeah, maybe it is. I think I save the... fucking Fiery War Axe. Okay, I didn't know that. Apparently I played 2. Actually, I've never seen a Shaman... I've never seen this matchup go to fatigue before. I'm pretty sure we're going to win. But I've never seen this before. Unless he has... Does he have double Lightning Bolt left? I can't remember how many Lightning Bolts he's even played. I don't know what his last card is. Or his last 2. Bloodlust and maybe Ragnaros? I think he would have played it. Yeah, it was a good game, man. It was a very curious game. Yeah, he's drawn 1 from fatigue, so it's GG. Okay, the first one, albeit a very long drawn out process, was a win for us. That was a curious game. Alright, let's see what's next. Oh crap, we have a priest. This is the only game I've lost with his deck so far. It's because it counters everything that we do. It entombs, it deaths, and it pains. So... we'll play it, and if I lose, which I imagine if I put it into a statistic, it's like an 8. This is like a freeze mage warrior matchup. Maybe 20% of the time you can squeeze out a win, maybe 10%, but it takes everything from you. It really does. The only way I think that we really win is if he overcommits and I get a really good brawl. But I mean, he can afford to pass the first 2 turns because I'm not going to be doing anything. Then he puts on an Injured Blade Master, I kill it, he resurrects it, and it's a 4/7. And how do I deal with the 4/7 other than execute? and then he bishops and resurrects it again. It's a horrible matchup for a control warrior. I think he's hero power. I was tempted to fiery there because if he does, injured, and I don't know, like adds on, I don't know, circle heals it. Maybe we can deal with it a bit better, but I think we obviously have to play a 3-drop before we, or a 3 attack before we play the Crazed Worshipper, because the last thing we want is to get that paint. That's an absolute devastating loss for us. I think maybe we can go ahead and Ravaging here, kind of bait the Shadow or Pain, and then coin into Crazed Worshipper perhaps. That wouldn't be such a bad idea. I think we need something on the board. And obviously we can bump up to 6 damage with a Fiery, if he plays something like the 3/6. I'm hoping he pains this. That's kind of the pain bait. Yeah, okay, there's a 3/6 that we kind of expected. It would have been nice to pick up a slam, and we could have. No, we couldn't. We couldn't have done it. Even with 5 mana, we couldn't do that. We kill it off, and then hero power. But again, he hasn't used pain, so either he doesn't have it, or he's clever and he's not wasted it. Because it wasn't really a massive threat anyway, to be fair. Playing the Shade in feels kind of weird. This is horrible to get pain, but you can't really not play it on curve. He didn't pain the 3/3, so it's likely he doesn't have one, but or he was just being judicious and didn't see the need to use it. But either way, we can't really hold on to it forever. It doesn't look like he has pain, because I'm pretty sure he would have played it by now. If he doesn't, then I'm Acolyting, and then I'm second Ravaging Ghoul to get the card draw and buff up his damage again for our Cthulhu. Wow, I did not see that coming. What the hell? Why would you do that? Well, I guess it's making me think, so maybe it was the right thing to do. I think we just do this, and do this, and do this. Kind of a pain in the ass he's taking that one. But I have to kill them off both, unfortunately. I would have liked to... Yeah, it's a pain. Never mind. Because he runs Sylvanas, he might also run N'Zoth, which would be really, really bad for us. N'Zoth would not be good. He might Shadow Madness that, actually. He might Shadow Madness that into that, but if he does, well, I can't really do much about it. I have to play the cards, unfortunately. The Priest matchup with the Warrior is just, it's not good. He might not run Shadow Madness, some of them don't, but I know it's a card that some people are running in the current Priest archetype. And again, I apologize for my voice if it sounds a little bit like I don't have a nose. My nose is collapsed. It kind of feels like it has, actually. Sorry. What the hell? That seems like quite a weird approach. I don't think that did what he thought it would do. I think maybe he thought it would do maybe 1 damage, I don't know. But yeah, that didn't do anything, dude. We don't have that many Shield Slam targets here, so I don't think hero powering... I don't think that's such a terrible idea. Get rid of the 3/6, which is kind of a pain in the ass for us anyway. Oh, okay. That changes things a little bit. Do you know what? I think I actually do this and that. That seems really kind of weird, but most likely now he Excavate Evils, probably. It's kind of an easy board to excavate. And then we just follow up with Cthulhu and Acolyte. Okay, he does that instead. I just use my Slam, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. That's a nice draw for us. Sorry, dude. Of course, I haven't really needed the coin for anything. We're not far away from getting into a kind of burst range position. I mean, we've got 13, 16, 20, 21. If we had Bash, well, we can't play Bash and Cthulhu on the same turn anyway. But, well, that's, okay. Okay, so if we Cthulhu here, he's got to use 5 to death it, or 6 to entomb it, or 4 to death it, and 6 to entomb it. Which wouldn't leave him with that much mana left. He probably has a flash heal in his hand. I think now is probably the best time to use it, because what else are we going to do? I don't think we should miss a turn. Well, we have the tempo. I won't hero power. I won't fiery though, because there's no point. There's the entomb. So that leaves him 4 to do something with. I think the best he can do really is maybe flash heal hero power. Oh, wow. That's a really random card for a priest to have in his hand. I didn't expect that. Well, I guess that's kind of the idea. We're probably going to fatigue here before he is, but we're not going to win in fatigue anyway, so that's quite nice to pick up. With our shield block. If we eke out a win here, I'd be really happy. He's already used one Arcanite Soul Priest, so he only has 1 left if he wants to do some kind of crazy double circle clear. He's doing something. Excavated. Holy fire, what the fuck? This is really, really weird, man. Was this like an OTK priest deck or something? Like, I'm confused. Maybe it's like a Malagos come out of nowhere? Is that what's going to happen here? I have no idea. Doomsayer? I am really confused. Really, really, really confused. Okay, I think a conventional priest deck we almost always lose to, but this isn't conventional, and maybe he's trying to target specific metas. I don't know. Okay, the Shadow Death's kind of untimely for us, but do you know what I will say about this deck? Most Cthulhu Warrior decks, not just this one, it does have quite a lot of 4-drops, which of course are such a pain in the ass for a priest to deal with. Now, Shadow Madness might be a thing here, but it doesn't really do that much anyway, because it's not going to kill either target when we get it back. Sorry. But, do we still have a Fiery left? No, we've used 2 Fieries, I think. Oh, there's the second Shadow Word, Pain. Obviously, he's still got 14 cards in his deck, so he's still got something. If he can survive the pressure, then he probably wins, but, wow, okay, it's a second into him. Okay, we still have our shield bitch to come out. And we have Baron. I was going to say we have Baron as well. He probably excavates and we Holy Novas. That would be pretty devastating for us. Have an excavate and Holy Nova. He might even play Justicar. Oh, I mean, not now, but he might. Wow. Well, thank God for that. Okay, well that's the 2 for 2. We eked out a priest win there. We only had kind of 8 cards left, I think. And obviously he did entomb 2 pretty chunky targets, one of which came back to bite us. But, well, as you can see, I went from, I forget what rank I was, I said all the way up to rank 5. I lost my first rank 5 game against a priest and have won the preceding 2. So check the deck out. As I said, it's by a guy called iamdannywu. It's on Hearthstone, and the link's in the description below. Give the deck a thumbs up, because it is a really good deck, and I love playing Control Warrior. So thank you, Danny, and see you next time, guys.